My name's Jiza Lane. I'm 15, and this is Teens Have a Voice Too.
My name is Ayana. I'm 17 years old, and welcome to Teens Have a Voice Too.
My name is Chanel. I'm a junior. I'm 17, and this is Teens Have a Voice Too.
My name is Miles. I'm 15 years old, and welcome to Teens Have a Voice Too.
To allow you to hear from a gentleman named Sean Ingram. Has a very interesting and motivating story to share with us. And once he's finished talking to the group, then we'll talk a little more about why you're here. For now, I'll get the floor to Mr. Ingram.
All right. So first thing I do want to do is do introductions. So I'm gonna start over here in the corner. We just go around. And bro, if you don't mind, right here in the red coat. What's your name? Turn your seat to the side so you don't have your back to me. Just want to see everybody. Yeah, that's cool right there. All right, so I'm Sean Ingram. Can you see me over there, sir? So I'm Sean Ingram. I'm an author, motivational speaker, and I'm also the founder of the Sean Ingram Academy.
Welcome to Teens Have a Voice Too. Today's guest is Sean Ingram, and we also have our co-host, Miss Minetta. And today, Mr. Ingram, we want to talk about the Sean Ingram Nail Academy.
Okay.
So first, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to go ahead and launch off from there.
All right, well, I am Sean Ingram. I'm an author, motivational speaker, and founder of the Sean Ingram Academy.
Despite where I come from, despite what I've been through, despite my trials and tribulations and my journey from poverty to prison to prestige, I had to persevere my process, overcome my obstacles, survive my struggles, sanctify my solitude, vacate my void, change my challenge, master my mindset, specialize my skill set, design my destiny, recognize my reason, visualize my victory, become my belief, manifest my ministry, invent my importance, understand my uniqueness, prioritize my passion, prophesize my purpose, define my devotion, perfect my presentation, motivate my movement, stimulate my support, justify my journey, optimize my opportunity, validate my value, and brand my business.
The Sean Ingram Academy, we do a couple of different things. We have a few components of the program. We have the nail technology program, as you mentioned.
Okay.
We also do a number of creative writing, communication programs. Also do the Wake County Juvenile System Diversion Program, working with at-risk youth, and I'm a vendor of the Wake County school system, working with a lot of at-risk youth, normally the lower 25%. So the reason I created the academy was, in a sense, to be a modern-day Timbuktu, where it's just an overall learning facility. I mean, those are the programs that I personally offer, but we want people to talk about taxes, to say, you know, we have a Zumba class, anything that's inspirational and uplifting to help our community and to help the mindset of the people in the community. That's my biggest desire for the Sean Ingram Academy.
Awesome, awesome. So growing up for you, and I see that you're connecting with teens, what was life like for you growing up?
Oh, it was chaotic. You know, I'm a real dude. It comes from a real place, and a lot of people ask me a lot of times, say, why you care so much? Because I was that at-risk teen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went to prison. I grew up in a wrong environment in the sense of knowing both sides of the fence. I grew up in the church, but I also grew up on the block in a sense. So knowing that every kid is at risk, you know, when you look at the dynamic of it. So for me, I was the average kid. I was an athlete. I was very intellectual, but I didn't apply myself, so I was CD student. I was angry because I didn't have a mom or have my dad in my life, and so I had that anger, so I lashed out a lot at the world. So every mindset of what a youth and what a teen is, I was. So when I look at my youth, I see me in them.
Hold on, you gotta put the glasses on though.
So you put on the glasses. I'm gonna tell you about me right here. Let's hear about you. Let's hear about you. I'm a cool young brother. I've been like this for a while. My mama raised me as a prince. My daddy taught me to keep the crown. I never started at the bottom. Always started at the top. Get money out my life until my fucking stop. Coolest thing since ice water on things better is lemonade. But it ain't too much sweet by me because ain't no sugar in my tank. And grown women won't it now because they see my money up. And I see the surprise I put on shows for money. I see the amaze these stars how brightly I shine. And ain't no time out because it been grind time. And cool heads with hot games and headshots for all these lanes. While I'm making plays like some Cartier frames.
Okay. Don't leave the scenes.
Let me see what it is.
Yeah.
You got frames on.
Yeah.
See, I'm a young boy wonder with those shades on. That with a Hannibal Hearts getting my spades on them. Something like amazing. I'm almost extravagant. The reflection of perfection, the mirror image of Immaculate.
So when you say as a mindset and seeing that in them, at that age, did you see or know what kind of career path you wanted to take as a teen?
Nah. I mean, not at all. I thought it was football. For me, where I'm from, I'm from outside of Wilson, Stanberg, little town. I knew I had a gift for writing at a younger age because a teacher found that gift and they started cultivating that gift. But being poor, growing up with my grandmother who only had a 9th grade education, then my great-grandfather with only a 6th grade education, that wasn't a realistic path for me. Going to college wasn't realistic to me unless I got that football scholarship. And this is where the dynamic of Sean Ingram really started changing because one of my stories is I went to Prospect Day at North Carolina State University. But nobody ever told me within the 4 years of playing high school football, scouts coming, me playing both ways, that I needed to take an SAT.
Right.
So when it came college time, they're like, well, you ain't even got an SAT.
Oh man.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So now, mad at the world, feeling like nobody else cared, and why should I care if they don't care? I still had an opportunity to still go to college. So they was gonna go take me to Methodist college so I could do 2 years and maybe go back to state. But my mindset at that time was like, man, forget it. Because I felt like somebody should have told me something. But you, at every game, you cheering, I'm in the newspaper, I'm your man when I'm in the newspaper. But what about
leading you and helping you guys
for what I need
to
get me to the next level?
So you mentioned having, going in prison before, or going being locked up. So what was life like while you were locked up?
That was my changing point. It's funny because, of course, the lowest point, but that's where I found my mountaintop at the same time. So being in the hole, I tell this story all the time and some people laugh. I made a deal with God. I asked God, I was in a hole, they lost my paperwork so I couldn't go on the yard. And I said, God, what is it, man? What you want from me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a bright dude. I try to be the best that I can. Yeah, I'm a good dude, but I've done some bad things. You know what I mean? Just my situation. What do you want? He said, I gave you every gift and talent you ever had, but you never did it for me. Everything that you've been through in your life, I brought you through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I want you to go and tell my ministry of what I did for you, I'll do for others. My mindset at that time was, but what have you done for me? Like, I'm sitting in a prison, and I had 2 books on the bookshelf before I even went to prison. What is this lesson? I don't understand. And he just started showing me the dynamic of the lesson that I was supposed to be learning. And I understand that that's why I'm so impactful when I come to working with kids, because I walked through it. It ain't nothing. I'm not an expert because I read it in a book. I'm an expert because I experienced it. Right. So now I'm working with the youth that I work with. I could talk to you in a classroom sitting on the sidewalk, if that make any sense. It's a different conversation. A lot of the teachers that they talk to, they're talking out of book knowledge, not real knowledge. So I cannot teach you if I can't reach you. So now I have a gift to reach you first and then be able to bring you out and teach you.
So I'm proud to be at Billbrook High School today for Career Fair, Career Success Day, mock interviews. So we're going through the entire gauntlet. You see, we got a whole list of people out here today. Everybody going through mock interviews. So Sean Ingram Academy is in the building. See you soon.
Yeah, I feel like I have a voice because most people in this time right now have a voice because of social media and stuff like that, and everybody can express themselves however they want to. So yeah, that's how I feel. The career I go into, I actually have 2 careers. I want to either be a basketball player, which requires a lot of work and practice, and you've got to make sure you practice every day and put yourself in good positions, be on good teams, and like work hard. And then my other career is to be a businessman. So I just make sure I stay focused in school, and make sure I do what I have to do to go to college, and make sure I study the right things so I can get into that field.
Were there any thoughts on what you're going to do career-wise once you got out?
Like I said, I had 2 books before I even went in. And every day I woke up, I did 4.5 years, close to 5 years, including the halfway house. And every day I woke up, I said, you got to be the craziest dude I ever met in my life. Because you had all these opportunities, you brought yourself out. You failed so many times, but you also succeeded. Why are you still in this position? Mm-hmm. So my mindset, and I remember before I even went to prison, I started watching the movie Hurricane a lot, and how Hurricane Carter would focus his mindset of how he was going to do his time. And my father, who never been a father to me and always a dad to me, if he never had no great advice in my life, he came to see me right before I was going to prison and said, listen, son, you cannot do time outside and inside. Meaning, when you go in prison, leave outside home and you do your time. So I had to figure out how I was going to do my time. So within that process, I said, I'm going to make myself a weapon that they cannot stop, that they cannot deny. So as a writer, I'm going to study the dictionary. I'm going to read every book. I'm going to study every author. As an entertainer, I'm going to work on my vocabulary. I'm going to work on my delivery. So doing that while I had time made me that much more powerful. So that was my only mindset, was to take all the gifts and skills and the talents that I have and to make me unstoppable when I came home. So I prepared for leaving prison when I entered prison. And I think that's one of the biggest things a lot of brothers and sisters they don't do. They just do time. But you got to do the time and not let the time do you, in a sense. So I prepared, my mindset was, okay, when I walk out this door, I know I'm going to be ready.
So you did the time, went through everything, and then you said you had 2 books on the shelf already. Yeah. So what ended up leading you to the Sean Ingram Academy? Like after all this experience that you've gone through, what led to the Sean Ingram Academy?
It's kind of twofold, all right? So when we think about me as a person, I always work with schools. And I'm talking about real personal right now. So I would take a program to a facility, and they know my background. I still don't have a bachelor's degree, and I'm still a 3-time felon. You know, everything against me is still against me on paper. That ain't gonna never change. The bachelor's will, because one day I plan on going to school and getting even my doctorates. Okay. But so what happened was, I'll go to this school. They know I'm a great mind. They know I have a great program. I created a writing process that helped me, so it helps others. I'll charge a lot. I know that because I know I'm an asset. Okay. They'll use my program. They'll learn my program. They'll take my lesson plans, and then that next year say, hey, we're gonna bring in this teacher that we already have to teach this. Push him out the door. But you already got my information. Right. It went from the high schools to the community college. At some point, you got to say, you know what? Okay, you got me. But you ain't about to get me no more. Yeah, also is, I build a relationship with a child. We start an after-school program. I'm working with this child. This child is starting to progress. Then they say, hey, the budget don't allow for this child to continue, so we're going to stop this program. Wow. So what happens is she feels like I gave up on her. Why Mr. Sean don't come see me no more? So all those things combined just said, you know what, it's time to get your own facility to teach the way you feel like you need to teach. And understanding also, I've always been a creative mind, and I just don't feel like most of the time the school system teaches towards the creative mind as they do the technical mind, or the entrepreneurship mind as they do. It teaches you to do what you're told to do. Always, yes. And not be a thinker, think outside the box and create the process instead of just going along with the process. So the Sean Ingram Academy, we try to teach you the process, outside the process, inside the process, and within the process to find your own process. So we cater more to the creative mind and more to the entrepreneur mind.
Do you feel like throwing in the towel and giving up?
Every day. Every day I do, every day. Sometimes I wonder, I say, boy, my next life, I'm going to Walmart and get me a bicycle and just ride. I ain't dealing with all this heartache and pain. You know what I mean? Because being a leader, and that's another thing, in order to be a great leader, you got to be a greater servant. right? So when you think about the dynamics of the shoulders, a lot of people just don't even understand the pressures that I have on my shoulders, not only for myself, but now all the youth that depend on me. If I give up, what you gonna say? If he couldn't make it, I know I can't make it. So I can't give up, because now I got more riding on it. I got more weight, and I take me out of the equation. Like I tell everybody else, take me out of the equation, because if I was selfish, I would have gave up a long time. I ain't got to put up with this. I'd rather go get an $8 check and be cool, and not deal with all this back and forth and these people criticizing me. I'm open to the world, newspapers, TV interviews, radio interviews, whatever the case may be. And I say sometimes, I ain't got to put up with this. But then again, I do, because that's my mission. And if I'm not the light for you, then what light do you have to follow? And if that light that you're following give out, you're lost. So I got to keep going. I got to keep shining.
And Sean, let us, our followers, our listeners, our viewers know exactly where they can find you and keep up with any of your upcoming events or opportunities from the Academy. Okay, well, as far as the books are concerned, any major bookstore, Barnes & Noble, online, Amazon, you can find me. SeanIngram.info is my personal website. That's SeanIngram.info. The SeanIngramAcademy.org. We have the Nailtech Academy.info. I also have an app, which is Sean Ingram. So if you go to your App Store, Play Store,
or Google Play, or wherever it may be, you can download the Sean Ingram app also. So.
That's awesome. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for being here with us today. Thank you again to our co-host. And that is Teens Have a Voice Too, so we'll catch you next time.
That I feel like going on. All the trials that may come, and the stars may seem too high, but I feel like going. Did I feel?
There are two small eyes, hurts, sitting on a gray stoop, waiting to fly. Sitting outside because it's larger than his cupboard. See, he wants something of substance. He can't find it in there, so he brings himself out here, waves at passerbys and smiles in the greetings. A young bird nested in front of despair. He doesn't want to live in here, so he brings his hopes out here. And I just want to know how long before he takes his place amidst the heavens, wind beneath his wings. I want him to be inspired. So we have a ritual. Every day that I find him on that stoop, I bring him 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips. And before our goodbyes are exchanged, I tell him to stand and put his arms out to the side. I say, "What are you doing now?" "Flying," he says. And I make him promise to never forget that. But I took it for granted. Like fanciful feathers caged in society's living room, wool pulled over our recognition, putting our morals to sleep. And I expected him to be on that stoop, passing on revelations like God's parakeet, until I realized that hunters find thrills on inner city blocks, searching for pheasants that should be considered royalty, and it's foul. They consider him the stray, not the bullet that took him away. So now my tears hit the concrete and my wishes head to the sky, because I wish that I could have saved him. I could have put food on his table and have him smiling at me right now, but I wanted him to believe. I wanted him to believe he could fly. I feel like going on. Did I feel like going on? Oh, the trials, oh, they may come, I feel like going on. So now I his mother as she cries and asks why, the pastor spoke eloquently. Said it was only a matter of time before that boy was headed home. See, he was an angel who built his nest by gathering fondness and admiration that became a reef of faith hung on the wretchedness of that tenement. When he was gone, heaven was awaiting his arrival, and that boy was just waiting to fly. I listened to the choir sing, and I knew that an angel had finally gotten his wings, and I felt ashamed because all I had to offer him was 2 bags, 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips. Now I know that 2 doves and a lamb were given to atone, but 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips can't forgive my sins, and I can cry for a reason, but it won't bring them back again, and I miss him because he made me believe impossible, made me believe in beautiful, and that's so important for a young man trying to navigate this concrete jungle full of cynicism and doubt. So now I have a ritual. Every day that I stop at that stoop, I sit, I open up a brown bag, I pull out 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips, and I eat. And then when I'm done, I stand, turn my head up to the sky, put my arms out to the side, feel the tears falling from my eyes as I look up there and I ask, what are you doing now? And I feel the wind cover me in a reply, and all I can say is fly, fly, fly.
Y'all listen. For however many days and nights that I was trapped away in that prison, it was as if I was buried alive. I mean, at times left for dead and forgotten my people, but still I survived. So now from the depths of hell, like that mule in the well, I have emerged from the dirt. See, I brushed off my shoulders of all my pain and my hurt. I've wiped away my tears. I've conquered my greatest fears. So whether they love it or hate it, Sean Ingram forever lives. So I know they hear my footsteps. So I know they hear me coming 1,000,000 miles and running, or to be exact, 186,000 miles per second before I travel at God's speed. Even if angels beg for me to slow down before I run directly into the grips of death. But I assure them that there's no need, for even a black runner himself cannot run fast enough to catch and grasp what it is that he cannot see. For I am he, Sean Ingram, the one of the poetic voice of the voices. For yes, I am one of the poetic chosen ones. Blessed with an omni-inter nature that allows me to blend in with the midnight while still having a radiance that shine as bright as the midday sun. And I know King Solomon told you that there's nothing new under the sun, my people, but poetically my thoughts have ascended to the 7 heavens. For I have been traveling this journey by night since I was the tender young age of 7. For I have walked through the darkest valleys with God on one side of me and the devil on the other. See, I got confused between what was right and wrong, because see, I learned that all was fair in the streets and in the struggle. See, I've been through the pain, I've taken showers in the rain, even had thoughts of committing suicide at times. That's why I thank God that I maintain. So how can you hold down a man with nothing in the world to lose, my people?
And welcome to Teens Have a Voice Too.
My name is Chanel. I'm a junior. I'm 17, and this is Teens Have a Voice Too.
My name is Miles. I'm 15 years old, and welcome to Teens Have a Voice Too.